Epic Gaming Night is sponsored by Tasty Minstrel Games. Make sure to check out the Tasty Minstrel podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. This podcast is made possible by the support of patrons like you. Thanks for your support. Welcome to the Epic Gaming Night podcast, a podcast about the stories and relationships board games create. I'm your host, Roy Canny, and with me as always is Matt.
Hello. It turns out the daylight savings time is for farmers.
I told you, man. Hey, did I just out-science Matt? What then?
Yeah, learning.
And
I could have told you
Rob.
Technology. I didn't
Hello,
know.
hello. I could have told you that as well. I knew that.
Wow. Way to go, Rob. We're awesome. Yeah.
I don't know. I
was-
need to get rid of it.
What was I gonna say? Yeah. We're like, man, it's still sunny outside. Me and Matt were both confused about like how late it actually was, just because it's like it's really sunny. This is weird, but yeah, good times. I like the summer. Sunshine's awesome. How you been doing, Rob?
Busy, man. Working. But life is good. I mean, I don't get paid for complaining, so
Exactly. Let's power through. Make it happen.
let's power through.
Nice.
So it's going good. How about you guys?
Pretty awesome.
Bro, Matt, have you seen the movie yet? Matt left.
Matt left. He has seen the movie. I'll spoil that. I actually think we should do a spoiler section at the very end of the podcast and just like make it happen. Like everybody can log off after that point. We'll literally say bye, and then whoever wants to stick around
In
in chat and in the podcast can do it. Honestly, because I don't want the thing to get spoiled at all for anybody, because the movie's so good. And we're talking about Infinity Wars, if anybody doesn't know. But oh man, so good. I know that Ashley saw it in Australia, where they get to see the movies like 2 days before we do. So good times. Oh, no, cool. Well, our podcast tonight is going to be about choosing the right game depending on the situation, which should be a lot of fun. Before that, let's get into some news. There's one thing I have on here. I don't know if you saw this, Rob, but X-Wing is getting a second edition.
What?
Yeah, so they're literally just announced today. X-Wing
Okay, did they
second
literally
edition.
run out of new ships to make, and so they're just going to revamp the whole thing?
I don't actually play X-Wing, but I know X-Wing is so huge in like board gaming and stuff like that. So I like did a lot of like figuring out what exactly they're doing with this. They are going to be all of the old ships, they're making an upgrade kit so they can bring all of everyone's old ship collections to the new edition. They're going to be selling each of those with different like faction packs, so you can get like all of the upgrades for the Rebel stuff, all of the upgrades for the Imperial stuff, and then all of the upgrades for the Scum. They're also going to be having a what's the new Rebels called? They're going to be having a First Order faction that's going to be coming out. And then what's the new Rebels stuff called? I forgot. The Resistance. They're going to have a Resistance faction. So they're going to have basically like old Star Wars and new Star Wars, but they're going to have more factions now. So now there's going to be 5 factions in the game eventually. But one of the main things with this is they're adding a lot of like app integration into the game. So there's going to be like an army builder app for the game. And none of the cards are going to have point values on them. And you'll use the online components and the Army Builder app to figure out the current cost of things, and then they'll use the application to be able to change cards and change abilities and change what you can add on to your ship and things like that.
Man.
Which seems kind of interesting, because like if there becomes like an imbalance in the meta or something like that, or they make it where they can patch it like you can patch a video game, which seems kind of crazy. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then also they're going to be adding force powers to a lot of the like force users in the game. They're like, Star Wars is so much about the force. We want the force to be like an actual stat. So now there's going to be like on Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and Kylo Ren and all those guys, there's going to be like an extra set of tokens you get for force use. And I'm guessing there's going to be like upgrades you can get for those specific ships to be able to spend force powers, which seems kind of cool. So yeah, but overall, other than that, I mean, that's a lot of changes, but other than that, like, the main thing of the game doesn't change that much. It's like you're still using the exact same templates.
Yeah, it's literally a way for them to reprint their old ships and like almost start over again with like.
But I think it's more
changing
about
some
like
colors or
fixing.
whatnot.
I think it's more about like fixing the meta a lot too, other than because I mean everybody who still has the old ships.
But you can fix the meta and just change the rules and do it as a PDF download.
But the problem is they have a lot. They're basically redoing all the special abilities on all the cards and like readjusting all the stats on the ships and things like that. So they're trying to change a lot of that up. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's A, to make more money, and B, to like fix. I guess one of the things they said, they were really feeling like they had like designed themselves into a corner, and redoing the second edition allows the game to have a lot longer legs, you know. So
a lot longer legs. That thing has been around forever. And it's
I know.
been their money maker.
2012 is when they said it started. So it's been around for a moment.
That's not that long ago, but it feels like, I mean, for a board game to keep going.
I was excited.
I
was like, oh man, are they going to get rid of attack dice and defense dice? Are they changing up the actual combat of the game? I was like, this might be awesome. And I'm like, oh wait, it's literally still X-Wing.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, X-Wing's fine. It's just not something I ever got super into. But yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So hey, if you have X-Wing, second edition is coming out. So you get the joy of buying an upgrade kit if you want to still go to tournaments. Oh, another cool thing is they said that the app is going to integrate with organized play so that stores and like official things can set up specific rules for like list building. So like they can change it up where you're only allowed to use certain things, or they set the point value for the tournament, and you go in the app and you select that tournament, and it only gives you the options to build your team with the specific rules for that tournament. That seems kind of cool that they're integrating tournament play into an application, and it seems like you're going to be able to like view your ships on the app and things like that. So,
man, Fantasy Fighter, Asmodee, they're going heavy digital.
Yeah, they are. So,
I mean, everything. Which, I mean, I'm not complaining too much. I'm just not in, as much as I love Star Wars and stuff. I'm not into those. I am excited though. I told you, Roy, I did order the newest expansion for the Mansions of Madness. It should be here, hopefully by Thursday.
I'm pretty sure it's like on the top of my want list. So
yeah,
still,
I'm pretty pumped for that.
Still my favorite cooperative game.
Hey, have we heard any news yet? Have they announced anything yet for the swag bag?
No. Not at
Newsflash
all.
to anybody wanting to go to Cool Mini or not. You have to go to pick up your swag bag. Nobody else can pick it up for you. You have to have your ticket, and you have to go.
Makes sense a little
Hey,
bit.
thanks for telling me that.
Well, because I may not be able to go, Matt. I've had a bunch of work stuff happen. And I've got a big meeting happening now that Friday morning, the 11th. And so like I won't be able to leave until like let's say noon on Friday.
Gag.
And so it's like a 5+ hour drive, and then to go there for a couple of hours.
Do you have to be back home on Saturday?
Yeah, I have to leave Saturday afternoon.
That's rough.
I have to be back home because I'm already booked that Sunday as well. So anyway, because I emailed them and I was like, hey guys, work came up. Can Roy pick it up? And they were like, what? Roy's not going? I was like, calm down, Mark. Roy's going. Roy's going to
Mark.
be.
It was definitely the higher ups in CMON. Thanks for that, by the way.
No, I was saying Mark as in Mark Kale when he freaked out.
Oh
Roy. So they got all excited, about Roy. And I'm like, yes, I'm just one of his lackeys. But can you get my bag? And they were like, nope.
Nope.
I was like, damn.
I have a similar issue that I completely had forgotten about. I bought a bed a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
And the only day that I can pick it up is the 12th. So I have to go pick it up at like noon. So Hector still wants to go. So
I'll be there. If anybody wants to play games, it's
going.
going. If anybody wants to play games, it's going to Cool Mini or Not Expo. Hit me up. I am going to try to do.
I may go,
stuff.
but if I go, it's
Definitely
literally for a night. And I know I'll miss like the majority of the expo, because doesn't the expo itself kind of close down around 6, and then it's just like open gaming after 6?
Yeah, something like that. I think that's what they did.
Or at least that's how it was last year. So,
what's the
hopefully I can leave before noon or whatnot. But to me, it's I don't know. There's a couple things that are making me want to go. One, the swag bag.
You just want to be able to cuddle some Song of Ice and Fire miniatures, don't you?
That's really what it is. I really want to play. I want to demo the Song of Ice and Fire game, and I'm hoping that they have it on demo because it's supposed to be coming out this summer. And shout out to Liz, one of the greatest patrons ever, sending me her Song of Ice and Fire Jamie promo that she got at Comic-Con. Yeah, and so I really want to play the game. Like, I'm over Rune Wars. I don't want to get into Legion. I don't know. I'm not really feeling Fantasy Flight's version of miniature games, but I'm really excited for this IP because just Cool Mini or not, man, they just go crazy. So
they're supposed to be having another presentation specifically on Song of Ice and Fire again at the convention too. So
they are.
So they're gonna have like
at what time?
I'd have to look it up. It was in an email, but.
Well, and the other thing is like,
man, they might announce more stuff. I'm like, give me dragons, give me undead, let's do it.
Giants, something.
Yeah,
wildlings. What if they do like a giant and then they do like the woolly mammoths?
Dude, that's not a joke. That'd be ridiculous.
Man, if they started to build,
I just want to see some big miniatures. Is that wrong? Just something crazy big.
No, that's why I backed Joan of Arc.
Dude, if they just made a miniatures game out of like Blood Rage or Rising Sun, I would be all over it. They should just release a rule set where you can just battle the monsters on the tabletop. I would be all about it.
I'm so excited for that very reason for the Joan of Arc Kickstarter to come in, because they come with monsters, they come with all the crazy stuff, and you can build a castle, and so you could do like a siege thing where you're like, I'm so pumped. And I think Cool Mini or not is going to try to go down that road as much as possible. So anyway, we'll see, but I want to go. I don't know. I'm not 100% certain if I am going to go.
Hey, but hit me up. We'll play games out there.
Yeah, if I do go, I'll hit you up. And if I do go, I may hit you up to see if I can crash like on your parents' floor or something, because I really don't want to pay for a hotel for just like one night. I'd rather just comfortably sleep in my car. Not in my car. I'm not doing that again.
You're like, I'm past that phase in life.
No, man, I went on this like deep sea fishing trip and I had to work late with clients, and so like I didn't get to like the coast until like 3 a.m. No, like 2 a.m. But we had to be at the boat by like 4:30. So I slept in my car. It was the most uncomfortable 2+ hours of just tossing and turning. My size handsome does not do well in like tight vehicles.
I could see that. Awesome. Well, I know at least me and Rob have played a bunch of games, so I guess we'll get into what we've been playing.
Yeah.
Rob, I knew you played one that you hadn't played before, and I think me and Matt have played. Has Matt played? Have you played
Matt,
Clank?
Have you played Clank?
Yeah, dude, I love Clank.
I really love Clank. So
Clank's great.
This weekend was International Tabletop Day.
Mm-hmm.
For all of those who got to participate, congratulations. I actually didn't play as many games as Roy, but it was a good break because I had a crazy week last week with real estate, and I had to actually leave that event to go do more stuff. But anyway, so we played Clank. Clank is a deck building game. It's a deck building pressure luck game where you are trying to collect as much money / artifacts / victory points and survive to be able to count your points at the end of the game and win. And one of the ways that you can win is you can go to the very bottom of the scenario we played. I think was like an expansion,
pyramid,
but it was a basic.
So we were playing the brand new, like this one, like literally came out the beginning of last month or the middle of last month. So it's super fresh. The Mummy's Curse expansion. So we were playing with the pyramid.
Well, I had a blast with it, and we had to like crawl under the pyramid to go down to like the marketplace and get some artifacts. And I never bought a backpack, so I only had one, but I had a 20-point artifact. And you're fighting different guys, and I love the deck building games.
Yeah.
Man, Clank was great for me on that day because I hadn't played a deck builder in a while, and also like that push your luck element. Of do you want to go further? Do you want to try to get stuck, or do you want to try to fight certain things? It was a lot of fun, and if you survive and you get out of the pyramid or out from underneath whatever issue that you're dealing with, then there's a timer. I believe it's 4 rounds after that round. And then on the 5th round, the game ends. So you have like 4 more rounds.
And the damage pulling out of the bag ramps up tremendously.
Ramps up and very intense, very intense. And so we had one guy, he was left, like Roy and I got out, and we were pushing the stuff, and this one guy was left. And it came down to the wire. Like he had 1 hit left and he would have been gone. But the game ended, so it didn't matter. So we didn't have to pull out of the bag, but
he still died. So that's the point.
Yeah, he still died. He still died. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the buying and the deck building aspect of it. I really like the artwork. I like the simple cards that you start with.
I like that it's a deck building game, but you also have movement as an aspect of it. You know, like you're trying to collect cards that let you move around the board. And so we did a lot of like grabbing, what was that, like Explorer card or something like that? We grabbed a ton of those so we could move a lot better. So you grab those and you try to move, but you still have to stop when you get to those like crystal caverns and stuff like that. But that's a whole element that's not in normal deck building games. Is there's the board element moving around that.
Yeah, I agree with somebody in chat. I agree with Rafa in chat. I think Clank is a fantastic gateway game, especially for deck building.
Yeah.
Legendary is just fantastic. It is a great game. You could do that as well. But I think the way Clank is laid out with the board mechanic, you know, it's not so much that you just need a bunch of cards. Like it's aesthetically very pleasing. You have the cubes, you have the money, you have the different items, you have the cards, you have nice little wooden meeples. I really enjoyed the game. Everything about the game, from the way it played to the way it looked, and it wasn't very long. We didn't rush it, but at the same time, there was only 3 of us playing, and we played in about 30, 45 minutes, if that. So it wasn't a very long game. It was a game that we could have easily turned around and played again.
Yeah, because I was like, I only have like an hour and like 15 minutes left. Well, let's play Clank real quick, and then we ended up playing Deception after that also, so it wasn't that long.
No, it wasn't that long at all. Now, I am a gamer. I do play a lot of board games, but what I'm trying to say is it is not something that takes long to pick up. It's very easy to teach and very easy.
You were playing with the expansion, which adds in like the mummy and adds in curses and adds in like extra cards that might be a little bit more complicated than normal. So vanilla Clank is even easier than what you played.
Yeah. So I do think if you do have people or you yourself might be interested in a deck builder gateway game that it's aesthetically pleasing. And not that Legendary and those other games are not, they are. But I just really like the board for some reason. The board just really kind of like turned me on. And I liked how we had places to go. Like when you play Legendary, you're just fighting a boss and you put down your cards, and it's still a fantastic game. One of, if not the best deck builder out there. But anyway, this, I really liked how everything just kind of flowed and worked together. So Clank.
I really like it. Mostly because if you're like the type of person like me who normally despises competitive deck builders because they're very dry and you don't get a lot of interaction or anything like that, this is the exact opposite. So it's a competitive deck builder that gives you that real sort of competitive spirit, but it actually engages you and makes you care about what everybody else is doing in the map, and it really
because really good. Someone could grab a treasure out from under you, or you're really concerned about when someone leaves, because that kind of like starts the timer for the end of the game. You're like, oh man, are they going back up already? I was going to go way down there. I may need to rethink my plans and try to get out of here earlier. So there's lots of different options.
Not that I was a huge Dominion fan earlier. I played Dominion. I've enjoyed it every time I played it, but I've never been like, oh man, somebody bust out Dominion. But this is definitely like, I would play this over Dominion every time.
Right.
You know, you have your diehard deck building Dominion fans type of a thing. But yeah, the other problem with Dominion is, and it's kind of like what Matt said, the competitive aspect in Dominion can get crazy. And if you don't know some of the combos and some of the things to do in Dominion, you will get left in the dust.
Yeah.
And when we finished playing, the third guy actually won, but our point spread was not as far off from each other as I thought it would be. Like he ended up winning, I think by 12 plus points, but Roy and I beat Roy out by only a couple of points. It was all rather close.
Yeah, and I think he had played a decent amount more than we have. So,
and here's the thing: I didn't even want to play it at first. I was like, "Man, I really want to play Champions Midgard. I really want to play something else." And you were like, "Well, I've got Clank, and it doesn't take that long." And I'm so glad you pulled it out. I really am glad that you pulled it out because it instantly became like, "Wow, I'm glad I took the time." So if you haven't played it and you've looked at it, check it out.
Yeah, definitely. I like if Clank's one of those games that you haven't checked out or haven't seen, it's definitely solid for the deck building genre. It's just that press your luck. I just love press your luck in games, honestly. It's just fun. Yeah. It's a fun dynamic that gets added into games.
And then the other thing is there's the base game, there's Clank, and then there's 2 expansions, Sunken Treasure, and then the Pyramid one that you guys played. And then if the fantasy theme doesn't appeal to you, they also came out with Clank in Space, which is basically the same thing, but all cool space theme with like robots and junk. So
yeah, Clank in Space is pretty cool too. Honestly, after playing the 2, I think I like they're very similar, and I think the mechanics in Space are kind of interesting because you have like a medical bay where you can actually purposely go there and try to heal yourself instead of just trying to hopefully find healing potions and stuff like that. But I think I like the theme of the fantasy one because the space is a little bit of like making fun of all the space tropes. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. It's awesome. And I think a lot of people prefer in space, but I think I'm going to stick with regular Clank, especially since I had the expansion. So, but both super solid.
Well, I mean, yeah, that helps that you already own it.
Yeah.
Now, can you buy the space one as itself, or do you need the base?
The space one is definitely a standalone game. Like, you can't even combine the space one and the regular one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I ended up buying it at PAX Unplugged because I saw a bunch of people running around with it and playing it there, and I was just like,
the
you know
space
what?
One?
Yeah. And so it's just sitting there in the pile. One day.
Is it punched? Still in shrink?
Hang on. I don't know.
Nice.
Hey, when are we going to play giant battle robots, bro?
Oh, man, whenever.
Done played it. But
I need to.
It's fine.
I want to play it. I was watching a video earlier this week, and some people were talking about it. And I was like, man, that was one of those I wish I would have backed. And I was like, oh, Matt's got it. Yes.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's very light. But, I mean, I think you guys would like it, but it's not.
That's what I want, though. I just want a big robot. I've got rockets. You've got rockets. And, you know, like, I'm not looking for, like, the big competitiveness of, like, the one-on-one. I'll get that one-on-one competitiveness out of the Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
Like, that's where it's like my army that I constructed versus your army.
I would definitely like to play it multiplayer and see how that works out.
Ooh, can you do that?
Yeah. You could play
you can go up to 4.
4 players. I think
if we ever play with Trevor and you guys don't kill him first, I'm never playing with you guys ever again.
When we played Giant Killer Robots or whatever, me and Trevor played, basically, I was trying to tag all the buildings because you can win the game if you tag enough of the buildings, and you basically have to like have guys on all different sides of the building and tag it, and then it falls down. And he was playing where he was trying to just straight up kill my robot. And we got to where I only had 1 card left in hand. And the cool thing is when you tag buildings, you get like these sponsorship cards, which are kind of like give you take that abilities that can just screw over the other players and stuff like that. But it was the very last round of the game. I had 1 card left in my entire deck and in my hand. So if he did 1 point of damage to me, I lose. I'm like, I lose. This is it. So I'm like, okay, let me see what I can do. I had tons of these sponsorship cards. I'm like, let me see what I can do with these. So I played one where he couldn't attack, or he had to get rid of one of his attack cards because you can only attack like twice, like once with a main weapon and once with a secondary weapon. So I played one down so he couldn't attack twice, and then I played another one down so it got rid of his other weapon. So then he wasn't attacking with his big robot at all. And then I played another card that made it so he couldn't attack with his support robots. So he just couldn't attack me. So then I tagged the last building and won, and he was pretty salty. It was awesome.
Boom.
The way it should be. No, I'm just kidding.
Have you guys played somebody's asking in chat, how does it compare to Monster Apocalypse? Have you guys played that yet?
I haven't played Monster Apocalypse. Giant Killer Robots is pretty light overall. I mean, you're just playing cards and spending a little bit of energy and moving around. I mean, looking at the game, I thought it was going to be a lot deeper, a lot more going on, or have some more interesting customization you could do. But I mean, it's interesting. It's just like a light random game, you know.
Yeah, but you also just played like a basic game. Like, are there options to make it heavier?
I'm pretty sure we played the game, like what the game is. So,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, the game looks immense from like the way it looks. It just looks beautiful. But
yes,
I mean,
it does.
That's just the way the game is, you know. So, it's cool. It's cool though.
Cool.
It's one of those things that I think it's probably simple enough that if you wanted to make it more complex, it wouldn't be too hard to, like, just make some house rules of an entire
house rule it up.
game that uses a lot of stuff. So,
and I mean, it might be a little bit more interesting because you can change up the weapons you pick to use or whatever, but it's just like cards. But there's not a whole lot of variance in those. It's just like, oh, do I have this much range or this much damage or whatever. So, and some weapons might be better against different types of defenses and things like that. So, yeah.
Sweet.
What was I gonna say? Oh, so I got to play. I finally got a chance to play my custom variant of Marvel Legendary. Speaking of deck builders, so we played an Infinity Wars variant of Marvel Legendary, and I'm not gonna do any spoilers for the movie. That's for the end of the show. If you wanna hear spoilers for the movie, we'll talk about the movie at the end. And if you want to log out and not listen, you can then do that because we might have some things to discuss. But anyway, so I put the heroes in 2 different decks because I didn't want just like a slew of I didn't want to not see any of the heroes. So I put the heroes in 2 different decks, and I put one deck had all of the characters that were kind of like the Wakanda characters, and the other deck was like the space characters, sort of. So I had them like in separate decks, and then we played against Thanos with the Infinity Shards, and we played with just some other they don't have a villain set of like the Black Order. They have heroes of the Black Order, which is kind of funny, but they don't have actual villains of those guys. So we played with a bunch of the just space people and the gyms and stuff, and we were doing pretty good. I thought we were going to get smashed, but eventually Thanos got enough of the gems and we ended up losing. So, but hey, it was fun and it was crazy. It definitely made for good pictures, but yeah. Legendary is one of those games where you're like, if we just don't draw one more Scheme Twist, we'll be fine. Okay, we survived a round. Okay, if we don't draw a Scheme Twist, we'll be fine. Okay, we survived another round. If we don't, and eventually draw the Scheme Twist, and you're like, okay, we lose. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, that was our Infinity Wars version of Marvel Legendary. People were like, why do you have 2 rows of heroes? I'm like, because we do what we want.
We gotta pump it up, man. It's Thanos.
Exactly. And I don't think it actually gave us an advantage. Because like we had too many heroes in each of those decks, and the heroes combo off of each other a lot. So the smaller that deck is, kind of the better, because you can get more combos of like the same hero, you know. And sometimes we might get stuck with a lot of like medium cost heroes and not see the lower cost ones. So I don't know if it was helping or hurting us, but hey, we had lots of options.
Yeah. It's just really cool to see all the cards, because I mean, you know, you only play with 5 heroes usually in a deck.
It was a lot of fun seeing like everybody was playing with like a bunch of different stuff. Like one guy was playing with like all the Drax and a lot of the Guardian stuff, and like I was getting like Captain America stuff and just like Captain America and like Falcon and a bunch of just like Black Panther because he had a lot of drawing cards. So just like a bunch of just random stuff. So it was cool to see everybody playing decks with different characters all over the place. But yeah. Man.
Boom.
Cool. Have you played anything?
You saw the
Matt?
movie, right, Matt?
Yeah, I've seen the movie. I have not played anything.
You did play something. You're like, I don't remember. A couple days ago.
Oh, Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah, we did it. I was very tired. I left my house at 8 o'clock that morning and did not get home until 15 minutes after we were supposed to start playing Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah, it was good. It's fun. I don't remember the last half of the game very well, but yeah.
You and I got married.
Yeah,
We're all
that's how it
good.
happened. It was
Good.
great.
I don't remember that at all.
We have 3 kids, and they're pretty mad you haven't been around.
Well, that seems like me. I was going to get a pack of cigarettes at the store.
And you
I'll be
haven't been
back someday,
yet.
man. Don't worry about it. Coming back.
Nice.
Not this one.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out our videos for the Epic Tales of Misplaced Meeples, definitely check it out. We're definitely having a lot of fun with Adam and Crystal joining us, playing through our silly story, all the different stuff. It's fun.
I've enjoyed myself playing the game. So
Sweet. Yeah, I definitely think it's cool how the storytelling in it works. Like, I try to set up a story, and then I'm like, I'm not exactly sure what these people are going to do with what I lay before them. And just to see how you guys, like, make things happen is a lot of fun, especially when crazy stuff happens. So,
boom.
Boom. Do you have anything else you want to talk about, Rob, as far as games played?
No. I mean, nothing that we haven't talked about before. We played Deception Murder in Hong Kong. We played Clank. We played D&D. I played a couple kid games with my daughter. But nothing that we haven't like harped on before. I'm really itching to get in like a game of Champions of Midgard or like Dead of Winter. Like I'm ready for that, or even something new like the robot stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm ready for like a good solid, not that Clank's not solid, but like a good semi-meaty 1.5 to 2 hour long game.
Nice.
Speaking of which, Roy, are you doing a birthday thing this year? I feel like you've mentioned this before, but I forgot.
The 19th.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I will denote that where it is relevant.
It's the weekend after Cool Mini or Not Expo, so hype.
I will tell you this: if I go to Cool Mini or Not Expo, I probably won't be able to make your birthday weekend.
I see how it is, Rob. See what you care about. I'm just kidding. It's fine.
In which case, then why go to Cool Mini or Not Expo?
The swag bag.
Man, we don't even know what the swag bag is. Here's what I think needs to happen.
They
Whoever
gave
gets
away
that-
a whole game last year, bro.
Yeah, man, but this year they might not give away anything. They may be like, "Hey, man,
They have
welcome
so
to
much
the
coming out. I think they're messing it up on their marketing, right? Because I think last year, once they announced the swag bags, like their ticket sales just like skyrocketed.
Yeah, I wonder what their plan is for this year. I'm
I
not
don't know.
sure.
I mean, it's a travel destination type of a thing, so you can't. It's one of those things where you have to give them enough notice, type of a thing. But
and we're like a little bit more than a week out. Like, it's getting super close.
Well, so that's what
you
makes
can
me
never
think
have
maybe
too much
they're not
zombie
doing-
side, sir.
I mean, that's what makes me think they're maybe not doing stuff.
Not doing anything too crazy.
Yeah, just because I feel like they would have already announced it. And
Oh, so you
if
think-
They've had a
think
swag
that-
bag every year.
Well, yeah, but also last year marked the first time that they were going more sort of corporate, right? So they were doing that new thing where they're like, "Hey guys, only Cool Mini or Not games. We're really trying to cater to other publishers and like media outlets and stuff like that, so we can really spread the word of mouth about the Cool Mini or Not family franchise." And it's like, that's cool, but it's not an expo for the people so much anymore.
Yeah.
So that's what makes me think maybe the swag bags aren't going to be that prevalent. And it's one of those things that they'll see the big fish that are coming in, that they want to come in and look at their stuff, and they'll just literally give them games, and that'll be the swag bag for that guy. So they'll just be like, "Hey man, here's our catalog," and that guy will be like, "Oh cool, thanks."
I hope you're right,
Roy,
Matt.
if you
No, I'm
get
just
the
kidding.
catalog, Roy,
Say what?
Sure.
But, like if I show up, they're not going to be like, "Hey man, here's a game." I'm concerned that it'll be like they go in and they're like, "Here's your badge, here's a Cool Mini or Not sticker and a pencil. Have a great day." And you're like, "Oh, thanks, man."
Well, the year before that, they
Roy,
gave
if
away
you
a
get,
ton
like,
of like
hooked up,
exclusive
man.
stuff.
Also, conversely, Roy, if you go there and you get your badge and they don't give you a swag bag, let us know.
Oh yeah, I don't know how they do that for
Yes.
guests or whatever. So,
oh, you'll know.
because like last year or whatever, like I actually paid to get in, so and paid for my wife to get in, so that was awesome. But yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, but you saved on the hotel.
Yep. Awesome. Cool. I hadn't played anything else that was crazy. We played Coup, and I lied a lot. That was fun. But other than that, you played Coup with me once, Matt, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone's always the Duke the first round. I posted a picture on Instagram, and I was holding up the assassin and the Contessa or whatever, and I'm like, I'm the Duke. It actually got like a lot of likes and a lot of responses because like I just posted a picture where I'm blatantly lying in the picture. Everybody's like, exactly, that's how you play this game.
Yeah.
So funny.
Isn't it Josh Lubkovitz?
Oh yeah. He was like, 2 Contessas is the only way to play this game, which basically means you two cards that basically have no powers, and I guess you just have to lie that you have things the whole time, because you can't get out of having 2 Contessas either. Anyway, you haven't played Coup, have you, Rob?
I don't believe I have. I know
it's basically
you might have at Mega Moose, because I think that's when I played.
I think we played, and he was doing something else at the time.
Gotcha.
Like me, you, Ryan, and Hector played Coup, and he was like setting up his army or something like that.
For some odd reason, I always get Coup and Resistance confused because their art styles are similar.
What's
to
that
me.
one though with like the king and the queen and the jester?
So, what was that, Rob?
What's the one with the king and the queen and like the jester?
Oh, that's Masquerade.
Masquerade.
Yeah. Masquerade has a little bit of a Coup feel because you can lie about what you are, but Masquerade feels more like a shell game where Coup, like you have roles, and there's multiples of those roles, and people are just trying to do like the odds that you actually have what you're saying.
I already have enough roles in my life. I don't need any more roles.
No more roles. Gotta roll all them rolls. Awesome, guys. Well, I guess
that's not awkward.
We can just go ahead and get into our topic tonight, and it'd definitely be awesome if chat helps us out with different games for this, because we're going to be what games you can choose for different situations. So before we start saying different situations, we're going to say, how do you choose what games to play in different situations? Like, what's your personal like way to choose which games you think are best?
It depends on the people.
Yeah.
People.
You're just like, who's going to be there?
I mean, I don't have a game to like pull out to get out of a speeding ticket, right? Like, oh man, officer,
like
please, man. All right, let's just play Ashes real quick. I'll let you use my good friend Mark Kale's deck, and then I'll play, and then
whoever wins, if you win, you don't get a ticket. If he wins, then then lock
that's
you
solid.
up.
I like that.
Quick shout out real quick to Peyton, daughter of Jeremy. Peyton, we are so sorry that your father is who he is. We apologize. He is the guy that we played Hanabi with, Roy, if you remember. But quick shout out to Peyton. You are amazing, and you're a strong individual. And if you make it to 18, you'll be able to conquer anything. If you can survive being a child with that man, you can survive anything. You got it, Peyton.
Also, stay away from unstable unicorns.
Yes, and we ran into that guy again over the con. Did you hear what I was
Oh, the creepy
telling
guy.
him?
Yeah, that was awesome. Oh, man. I hope he doesn't listen to the podcast. That would be terrible.
Oh, man.
But Rob was all like this dude at the convention. Rob's like, I love this game as much, or I love such and such as much as you love stable unicorns, and you cuddle with it in your room or something like that. Like you said that to him in person.
No. Well, we were talking about the new Avengers movie.
Oh, yeah.
And a certain thing that happened.
Love it as much as he loves
and I said, well, wouldn't you be upset if somebody all of a sudden took away your dirty cards on unstable unicorns? You'd be upset too, wouldn't you? Like, just imagine you're playing with your unstable unicorn cards, and all of a sudden somebody just takes them all away from you. How would you react? And it was going
I know what you're talking about. Hey, no spoilers, Rob. No spoilers.
Yeah, and well, I mean, hey guys, people fight. There's consequences. That's it. That's the only spoiler. But anyway, so that's what I told the guy, and he's giving me a look like, "What are you talking about?"
Thought there would
but
be
in the back of my head, I'm like,
fighting.
"You're the creepy guy from last time."
Oh no.
Is that mean, Matt?
It's only mean if he listens to the show and doesn't have like a condition, right? Like if he has Asperger's, it's just like, oh, okay, well he can't really help.
He doesn't.
But if he's just strange and he listens to the show, it's like, oh, good, great, perfect. This guy's I'm just gonna beat him with a stick perpetually.
Be nice. Anyway,
I'm
Who
eating
knows?
ice.
Maybe it's the impetus for change. Rob's bullying, got somebody out.
no, I mean the best.
I'm not trying to bully. I'm sorry. I
best was like,
apologize.
hey man,
not-
can I look at those cards? If you don't want them, I'll take them.
Yeah, it was really awkward, Matt. If you were there, and it was like really awkward situation. So anyway, your question, it depends on the people.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, it depends on the people. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's like portability for different situations and things like that. It's only other factor I can think of. I mean, there's not a whole lot of difference in just being like, okay, who's going to be there? What do I need to choose for the game? Do you have anything other things to add about like what you would choose to play in different situations, Matt? As far as like how you would choose the game?
No, not really. The only other thing that I would say is unless you're doing like a theme thing. So it's like
yeah.
Halloween. What do you play? You're playing Betrayal, you're playing Mansions, or you're playing Dead of Winter. That's basically
for
what
sure.
you're playing. Go into a cabin in the wintertime, you're playing Dead of Winter. That's what you're doing.
This
there.
year, bro, 2018 is the year. It happens.
I mean, sometimes I choose a game to play just because I'm like, I haven't played this game in a while. I'm gonna bring this game with me to this thing because I want to play this game. So it's like just me wanting to play the game helps me choose to play that game. If I'm like, I mean, there could be other games that would work good in that situation, but I haven't played this one in a while and I really like it, so it's time to bring this one back out. You know.
Yeah. The other thing is like how much time you have, right?
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's like you have a very limited time frame. You know, you're not going to be like, oh, let me bust out this game or that game. So
yeah, you're not busting out a Clips
like-
or TI4.
even at like a 4-hour mark, you're still sort of limited. Like you can play maybe a big game and like a small game, or maybe two medium games.
Yeah, and I guess your mood could determine that too. It's like today I don't feel like necessarily playing this thing or that thing. I mean, even in any of these situations, your mood could kind of change why you choose a specific game. It's like, hey,
Yeah, it's
I
kind
worked
of a
lot
loaded question. I mean, any answer really could suffice.
I worked a lot this week. I've been doing crazy things. It's not time to pull out the like really thinky game. It's time to go for something light and fun. So cool. Well, let's go to what games would you pick to play in a bunch of different situations. So the first one is, what game would be great to play at a party? So chat can throw us out there too, some games that they think would be great to play at a party. But yeah, I've definitely played a lot of werewolf at parties before, like regular werewolf, which is pretty fun. I haven't super recently, but you know, sometimes we upgrade that to one night ultimate werewolf. I think Rhino here would be great at parties, and just like the normal party games, you know. I know Rob's gonna go with the wits and the wagers.
Well, man, it's been going really hard for me. Like these last several parties we've had, everybody wants to play it. Wits and Wagers and Telestrations. I've even had good success with Happy Salmon and Strike. I never thought I would say like if I have to roll more dice, but like the last party I went to, I did not bring Strike, and my wife was like, "We should play it," and I was like, "Babe, listen, I need a break. I need a break from Strike." It's a good game. It's a good
So
game.
I'm just like, man, I need a real big Euro in my life.
I mean, I can feel you though. Like after you've played a single game like so many times, it's like I have a lot of games. Like I would like to rotate among the games we play. So it's like after I played one a whole lot.
This year,
it's like okay,
I played more games. Well, I played with more new people this year than all of last year combined so far. And we're just now in May, but already this year, I've played with more new people. Last year, I played with new people, but I also played with you guys a lot. Like I played with our group, right?
Yeah.
And so this year, while I'm playing with all these new people, I'm bringing the same old party games because I'm introducing them to gaming, that it's more than just Monopoly and Candyland. And so these games, yes, I love Dancing Eggs by Habba. It's a very good game. And I play that with my daughter a lot too. But these games are great intro games for party games. And so, I just needed a break, man. And I felt really bad too, because even when I said it out loud to my wife, I was like looking at the game and I felt like I was...
A piece of you was dying?
Well, not a piece of me was dying, but it was like I just made Strike my side chick and I was like, not tonight, babe. Like I just felt kind of bad. Like Sorry, that's
And
not big.
Mark says he's telling Tony from Rolling Dice Taking Names.
I'll still play it. I love the game. I'll still play it. I just, that last time, I just needed a break.
But yeah, Spyfall is a good one. We played Spyfall a lot.
I don't ever care to play that game ever again.
I think I had a lot of fun with it when I played it, and I feel like I'm done. Is that weird?
No, because I feel the same way. And the reason why I feel that way about Spyfall is the initial setup of whoever's the spy is going to be looking really hard. And so if you really want to win the game, just watch the person that's occasionally just looking down at the cards in the center, because everybody else knows where they're at. Mm-hmm. But just watch the person that's not looking at you.
And Matt always had the issue with, like, I have to ask questions to people. How do I make this work?
Yeah. So that was my issue when I first started playing that game, was I wasn't real familiar or comfortable with, like, the group yet. So I was just like...
Oh, and when people want to be super silly, it, like, breaks the game.
Oh, yeah, man. You got a gun.
What was that? Ryan, who kept saying, do you have a gun?
You have a gun. At the beach? No. What's wrong with you?
It still was fun, but I think with things like Deception, it had its heyday, but I would rather play Deception every day of the week.
It's still the best. Like, even when we played it this weekend for the party game, it's just so great. And I just love how, like, it's really easy to understand and pick up. Mm-hmm. Even with non-gamers. It's just one of those things. It's such a great game.
Do you have any other games you'd like to add that would be good to play at a party, Matt?
Yeah, man. Junkart, I think is good.
Yeah.
Junkart, not only does it support a decent number of players, but it has the cooperative option, so you're still stacking stuff. But you can get as many people as you can fit around the table to actually work it in. So depending on your party size, you have to sort of scale up accordingly. Flip Ships is also pretty good. Dixit, Monikers is a solid game if you've got a goofy group of people who want to do goofy things. Mm-hmm. Cards Against Humanity, if you have friends who like laughing at dick jokes.
And haven't already
we already mentioned Deception.
Yeah.
Deception, yeah. That sort of happened the last time I played, is I was just sitting there and I was just like,
dude, Flip Ships is
none
solid.
of this feels as good. Yeah.
I need to play Flip Ships again. The only time I ever played that game was with Jason, and it was about 4 o'clock in the morning after a 30-hour shift.
Oh yeah, and Codenames is great.
Oh yeah, what? Do we not say Codenames? What's wrong with us? We're terrible people. Codenames is literally the best. I love Codenames. Yeah.
Hey, have you guys played Codenames
doesn't have
Duet?
Like a max player account. It's great.
I played Codenames Duet one time. It's like solid.
I have played Codenames Duet. I played it with He Who Shall Not Be Named.
It's good.
It was fun. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. I played it last time I was in Arkansas.
It's literally Codenames, but you're working together.
But you're working together. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And
you both have like different grids on your sides, but they kind of like you can have overlapping words, sort of. It's kind of interesting. So, but you're trying to get all the words
it was a blast.
within a certain amount of time. So,
yeah,
man. And they have so many versions of Codenames now, like Codenames Disney and Codenames Marvel, and you can just play whatever. All the Codenames.
Well, I mean, it's all the same game. Yeah. Just those are different themes for, like, you know. Mm-hmm. I like the basic one because it's so hard.
I still remember back when we were playing Codenames with Dixit cards, and then like a month later they announced Codenames pictures. They're like, "Oh, everybody's playing Codenames with Dixit cards. We should actually make that."
Yeah, we were meting so hard on that one picture of like the museum that had the picture of like the castle on fire in the museum.
Dude, how long has it been since we played Cash and Guns?
Oh my god!
As much as it annoys me, I only ever want to play that game with
AJ.
With AJ.
Yes.
However, though, I did play Cash and Guns in like November of last year or something like that with some youth members at church. But as so annoying as it is, it's such a high when he just points it at you and he doesn't even look at his card. He doesn't even know. He just sits there and he's like, I'm just gonna point at you. And I happen to be the guy that he chose that game.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
That was so fun.
Well, the next situation is with family, and since we have kids stuff further down, let's lead this more towards like family, like parents and grandparents family. What do you think is a good game to play with?
Everything I just said. That's typically what I play with my family.
Yeah.
So,
dude, Cash and Guns with Grandma? Hell yeah.
I feel like sometimes like lighter Euro games are solid with family and stuff too, like Century.
Yeah, but your family is also gamers.
Yeah, but Century is so easy to play with anybody.
My family, when they see stuff like that, they're like, no.
Gotcha. I guess I do have a unique situation, saying that like my family games. I mean, my grandma doesn't. I played Love Letter with my grandma, and she really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. But Codenames again too, because I played Codenames with my uncle and grandma, and my uncle plays like some war games and like old fantasy games, but he's not into like a lot of the new modern stuff. So it's pretty fun to play other random games. So nice, all the same thing. Is there anything else? Oh, Suro is good. Suro's fun. Like have you played?
I would love to play all these with my family, but we always
Suro,
play party
you can play Suro with anybody. You know what Suro is, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Japan or the Asian art on it, the red dragon thing.
Yeah, and you just follow the path and try not to fall off.
Lines. Yeah, man.
Takes like a minute to play the whole game, basically.
I think Dixit again and Sagrada, I think, is a really good family game. Just because, I mean, it appeals to people who like to play Sudoku.
Dude.
And it also is just a really fun, light game that's just a little thinky, but like not too much.
My mom and dad, like, they have made stained glass in the past, and they've done, like, stained glass stuff. Man, Sagrada's a game that I should, like, make them play or get for somebody or something.
That might be a good, like, Christmas present.
Well, Mother's Day and my dad's birthday are both coming up, so we'll see. Good times.
I really would like to play Sagrada more. It's a really fun sort of filler game since it only lasts like 20, 30 minutes.
I was confused halfway through our first game that we played, so I'd like to try it again too.
Yeah. Definitely.
I did okay. I still did okay, I think.
Yeah, no.
I definitely did not win. Did not win that game. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, how about we go to the hardcore? What is a good game to play at a gaming convention? When you know there's going to be gamers there, what's going to happen?
Man. Everything.
All the games?
Everything.
I mean,
what game would you choose? Like, if you were at a gaming convention right now, what game would you want to play the most?
Right now, it'd either be Champions of Midgard, or Dead of Winter or something like that. Or I'd go to like my go-to like Game of Thrones. Yeah, but I'm really just like itching to play Champions of Midgard. It's just such a fun, simple, easy game, right?
Dude, I'm with Ian on his whole list. He says Chaos in the Old World, Dune, and Battlestar Galactica. Yes. Epic
Those
games.
are good.
Epic games. I haven't played Chaos in the Old World in a long time, and I actually got rid of my copy.
Me either.
But it's very similar to Blood Ragey mechanics with like spending your energy. But Blood Rage is another one. Just Blood Rage all the time. Blood Rage.
Mark Kale, when are we playing Thief? Mark Kale. Mark freaking Kale. Oh, Thief. Man. I'm so excited to play that game, and it comes up out of nowhere, and I wanted to play it for the longest time, and then it's been sitting on my shelf, and I think it's collected so much dust I forgot about it, but I have it. Man, Mark, want to play that game. Medieval, world conquering. I mean, I know that's not like your all's thing, but like you can like get the Pope and have him marry off people to get power in other countries and do fighting, and have the Knights Templar lie to them and tell them the Holy Grail's over there and go kill these people and go do that. I have not played it, but I've got like the Kickstarter edition thing of it.
Nice.
Come on, Mark.
Come on. All the games. Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea at every gaming convention ever. I really wanted to play Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea at International Tabletop Day, but I didn't take it because I'm like, I'm going to see Infinity Wars, and if I start a game of Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, it doesn't take that long, but I'd have to teach everybody. But I don't want to play a 4-player game. I really want to play a 6-player giant epic game of it, and it'll be like 3 hours, and I'm like, I'll just play small games. I didn't really play small games. I just played medium and small games. So it was fun.
Well, Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, I think for me, for like a convention, that's the 4X I want to play at a convention.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's enough 4X where I'm not like taking a whole day of the convention to play TI4.
Right.
And it has plenty of plastic.
And it's kind of like Twilight Imperium for me most of the time. It's like I want to play it and I want everybody to focus on the game. It's like if there's a bajillion people around, it's like, is that really the situation you want to be playing a long game in where people could be distracted like crazy? So who knows? But yeah. Oh yeah, definitely the Epic Gaming Con where I just put out epic games everywhere and everybody.
Yeah, man, we just go to the cabin. We go to the cabin. We invite literally whoever wants to come. Rob's just like, no.
Was Matt wasn't there on that episode where we were talking about making our own conventions. Rob wanted to make a convention where what was it, like barbecue or something like that, where there was like tons of food there or something.
Yeah, I can't remember, but just like, or it's like a grilling out type of a thing. Like we all just hang out and just play games and like we have good food and
I was talking about I wanted to have a convention where I set up like gigantic epic games on every table, but they're pre-set up, like Battlestar Galactica, ready to go. Twilight Imperium, ready to go. Here's Land, Air, and Sea, ready to go. Dead of Winter, ready to go. Like all the big games just like set up, and like these are tables specifically for those games, and people can just walk up and play the game with people.
Hey, one thing I would like for us to do, speaking of cons and stuff, if all three of us get to go to Dice Tower Con, which I'm going, I'm very much going. I would love for us. You're staying with me, Matt, right? Because I've already got a room.
Let me know how much I owe you.
A billion bajillion. But I would love to do like a hangout, and I will bring my pokered out version of Wits and Wagers, the Vegas edition. And like maybe like a little bullhorn, and like we do our own like little game stuff where we maybe do like Wits and Wagers, and we do like an ultimate.
That's the game we're gonna play. Psh.
Well, listen, we do
That's
several
the game we're gonna
games.
play if Jake's there, because he can get that styling game show announcer voice on. That was 10 out of 10.
Nice.
But we do that. We do like a Super Rhino Hero battle off type of a thing.
Yeah.
I say we like get together in a corner somewhere and we just have a blast.
Nice.
Dude, if we had multiple copies of Junkart, we could play we could get like teams of 4 or 5 and
but we have
play
the
cooperative
modes.
modes.
You guys both have it. So
yeah, but like we could play the cooperative modes and then try to see who can do it the fastest.
Nice.
I think we need to brainstorm on
like,
ideas as we get close to that.
Rob, I thought we were just going to have a giant HeroClix game where it's just everybody for themselves and we just all battle each other.
I would totally do that as well.
Why don't we just go outside and LARP? Just bring your
that
foam
also,
sword.
yeah. Everybody bring a foam sword to Dice Tower Con. Tom will love it.
You're just in the middle of the gaming convention like, yeah! He's like,
If you use a Boffer sword on certain people, you just get extra points. We have like a list, like a bingo card of like people you have to hit with a Boffer sword.
Man.
Bro, what if we did do that? What if we did that with our Patreons? Listen, what if we did like an Epic Gaming Night scavenger hunt throughout the con?
Yeah.
And you had to get weird, obscure things throughout the con that happened on certain days. Like, you know how like they have you know how they have like the tags, and you get the stickers on your badge. Yeah. I will totally come up with a mini scavenger hunt if you want to do one for our patrons that we meet with at
hey, if you want to put something together
at the con.
Make it happen. As long as it's not anything too crazy like
no.
One hair from Tom Vassel's chin.
No, it's not going to be any body parts or fluids or anything like that.
You
could do pictures where people have to take pictures with stuff. That would be kind of
cool. Yeah.
Oh man.
There was a game that was on the cruise that was like a meta game that was going on the entire time.
Oh nice.
And it was basically people could sign up for it, and it was like pirates versus ninjas or something. And so people had these small decks of cards and they were assigned to a team. And basically they would wear something that would signify what team they're on. And then if somebody else was like, I challenge you from the other team, they would sit down and play this small card game really quick. And then whoever won got to keep playing. And then the other person who lost was out. And it basically just went like that for the entire week until there was one person left standing. And then they win, and then their team won. And it was like, hey. But it was just like one of those things that literally the people on the cruise just organized. They're like, hey, man, you want to play this? And they had like a big sign-up sheet for it.
Dude, Ian's bringing his copy of Battlestar Galactica to Dice Tower Con. Dude, his have you seen, like, he has pictures of like this Lego Battlestar that he made, and like it's pretty crazy. Like, it's super pimped out, like Battlestar Galactica. He goes crazy pimping out his games. It's pretty cool.
I'm excited. I'd play that just to play with the Battlestar.
Or what was it? 9-player Game of Thrones.
Oh man, I would love it. See, that's why I'm so excited now. That's why I'm so freaking excited for this Dice Tower Con, because like I'm just going as a fan, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not working a booth, I'm not doing anything. I got a room on location. Like I'm pumped. I'm excited to play games all hours of the night. Just stupid amounts of board games. So pumped for Dice Tower Con.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So our next situation is games with kids.
Blood Rage.
If you weren't going to say it, Matt, I was. I say as soon as they can start speaking and spelling, blood.
It's really time to learn about Norse mythology and how hard life is. It's really
hand management, resource management. I mean, they've got to learn how to take care of stuff and how to make smart, life-changing decisions. And so start them off something simple. Either that, or I could give them a bank account to manage, and I'd rather them learn on Blood Rage.
Oh man, I would probably prefer the bank account, just because coming from somebody who wasn't taught anything about finances, just knowing anything would be fantastic.
I'll teach you.
Thanks, man.
Basically anything that comes in a yellow Haba box.
Yeah.
Good for kids. There you go. Yellow Haba box.
Haba's the best. I played a couple Haba games with my daughter today.
Yeah. Which ones
And
are
we
y'all
did like a
currently
huge
playing?
puzzle. What?
Which ones are y'all currently playing?
We're playing them all, but today we did like Animal Upon Animal, and then the one with the dragon in the tower.
Oh, nice.
And then we did like a really big puzzle. And for kicks, we played Go Away Monster, but we were laughing the whole time and just like cheating as like because she knows what all the shapes are, and so like every time she would like not pull out a monster, and she just like laugh at me, and so like we were just having fun with that. And then we have this bingo game where you roll dice.
That's adorable.
To play the bingo. Just having fun, man. Just playing with my daughter. It was actually really nice because like today was hectic, busy, and my wife was gone on an appointment with my other daughter. And so I was here with her, and I was working on the phone, trying to get some deals done. And my daughter was behind me just on the floor, setting up a game, playing by herself. And like for a moment, I was like, you know what? This is like nothing is that important where I can't just stop for like 10, 15 minutes and just play with my daughter. And I did. It was a really like just kind of fun moment for like 15, 20 minutes. We played games, and I went back to work, and then I took her on an appointment with me.
Nice.
So, Haba, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Monza a lot too. Is another good Haba one. And then Kids of Carcassonne is another kids game we have. It's pretty fun. If you are a parent playing with your kid and they're not super young, then Stuffed Fables is ridiculous. So Stuffed Fables is a ton of fun. So
also, Mice and Mystics, classic. I've heard a lot of good things, Rafa, about that. The Lion Guard Protect the Pride Lands.
Oh yeah, I actually heard a lot of good things too. And Outfoxed, that's one that I really want to get. Like, it's on my kid wish list. Whenever my parents like to get games for our kids, I'm like, Outfox has been on my kid wish list for a while. Like, if you want to get a game for the kids, Outfox would be a good one. So,
boom.
I think two games real quick. Doodle Quest and Pitch Car are games that kids aren't often played or really thought about, just because I guess their age.
Yeah, and at Recon,
Pitch Car's kind of crazy.
At Recon, we had like some young boys who played Pitch Car for like 4 hours. like insane. Like they
Dude,
literally
were
just
so
played pitch car and then rebuilt. I don't know if they were playing by any of the actual rules or anything, but they just had a blast with pitch car. And they like rebuild the track and they play more and they like put 2 tables together so they could change the track up even more.
They're like making
awesome.
ramps and stuff.
Oh yeah,
It's
So
crazy.
Pitch car is definitely a great one for kids, especially if you have like a lot of the track.
Monza, is that the race car one?
Monza, yeah.
Monza.
Yeah, that one's good for like learning colors and stuff like that too.
Yeah, and I recently just got my first orchard from Haba as well.
Nice.
We missed out on that with Briley because she's a little too old for that now. But I'm excited for my other little one.
Yeah, my kids used to have a blast with orchard, so they always called it the crow game because when you roll the crow, it's bad. So good times. So is there a game that you would play during a game day that would be different than a convention? Like if you're having a game day at someone's house.
Well, I know I won't play Rhino Hero Super Battle after a funeral.
Would that be a game day? I think it's a different
No,
situation.
I'm just...
Hopefully there's no funerals
automatically
at the game day.
in my head.
That's what the wake
thinking
is.
of something Matt said a while ago.
The wake is a game day?
Yeah,
dude, there better
you're just
be a
like
game
invited
day
a
at my
bunch of
wake.
people.
That'd be awesome.
You invited a bunch of people over to like play Eclipse and stuff, and you're like, oh, by the way, all my relatives are gonna be here. Don't mind them. They're just coming to eat and really revel in the life that used to be this person. But we're still gonna blow each other up.
I'm gonna write my will so that at my wake there's a giant game day, and I have specific games picked out for each person that attends.
We're all gonna be like really old, and Roy's gonna be like, all right guys, junk art, but like big junk art, because I want somebody else to die too. So it's like the tower falls and it's like, oh no. It's like,
I
well,
need
Tom
to take
broke a
some
hip.
people with me so I have some people to play games with in the afterlife. No, I'm just kidding. We can be ghosts
On
together.
game days, I typically like big games
or
for social deduction games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to be like, okay, we're doing the game day. This is the big game that I really want to get played. Like, let's put this on the table and like let's make it happen. So, and I think things like Mansions of Madness are really good for game days too, because I mean it no longer has a long setup time, and at a game day it's not necessarily as crazy at a convention because Mansions is like all about that atmosphere. So being able to get that atmosphere.
Bro, what if we did that at
day.
Dice Tower Con, where we got like one of those small rooms and we brought camping lights? And we brought like portable battery chargers so we could bring like an iPad and use that for like the Mansions thing. And we
I played Mansions last year with
at Dice Tower Con?
Yeah, with Crystal and Ambi and Toby. So
You gotta do it at like the witching hour though, like around that like 2 a.m. mark where everybody starts to get a little drunk with sleepy. So it's like, dude, what's happening? What's going on? Like you're not sure if it's
bring it if you guys want to do
play
something
it
crazy
behind
like
the
that.
building. No, I'm just kidding. In the dark.
Back there with a dumpster.
Go find a swamp. I'm sure it's Florida. There's plenty of swamps. Just play in the
The
middle of
hotel staff comes out and they're just throwing stuff away. They're like, what are these guys doing?
What if when we did it, like we did it with some patrons again, and we gave them like an option of characters, and whenever we played, you have to dress up like that character. That could be kind of fun. Was that too much?
I gotta figure out
Hey,
what my schedule is.
I'd rather dress up like a character and play a board game at 2 a.m. than eat those hot wings again.
Oh yeah, at 2 a.m. There's not gonna be any. I'm not gonna be on any kind of schedule at 2 a.m. So
Jeremy's trying to get us into a creepy old house by himself. Nobody go with Jeremy if he offers to drive you anywhere, even if it's just up the street. He's not going to take you there. Nobody go with him. Stranger danger.
That is
brought to you
That
by
is the
Epic
t-shirt
Gaming Night.
quote
Stay
that
safe
I
out
want.
there, folks. No, I'm just kidding.
That's the t-shirt quote I want. I have access to a creepy old house 20 minutes away that's abandoned. ...
What does that mean?
That's all you need. I don't know, and it doesn't matter.
If the house is abandoned, doesn't just anybody have access to it? You know, I mean, anybody has access if they try hard enough, right?
Maybe he has property rights.
Okay, that's a little bit different.
He's like, this is my abandoned house.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
That's
The,
not weird.
Oh man, reminds me of that
There's
That
bodies
is-
in the backyard. It makes it even creepier.
Always Sunny, where it's like, oh yeah, but the implication. And you're like, Here we go.
So what game is
Good
best
time.
with new gamers?
Depends on the person,
Century
man.
Spice Road.
See, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's not something I like it, but I don't know if I'd pull that out for like brand new gamers.
I would
Do you
because it
think
takes
that
like
game is
15
difficult?
minutes.
That game is so simple.
I don't know, man. Like, if I'm gonna pull out a game for me personally for brand new gamers, like if it's not a party game,
Mhm.
like the last time I pulled out a non-party game for brand new gamers was Dead of Winter, and they loved it.
Yeah. Is it wrong that I always want to play like the thematic games with the new gamers just because I want
No.
to steer them
No.
towards
Well-
that mindset?
Actually, I take that
It's a
back. The
terrible thing.
last game I introduced to people was Time Stories with my wife and the other couple. They'd never played like board games like that before.
Nice.
I don't know, just something about I really like Century Spice Road. Don't get me wrong, I love Emerson, but it's like that's a game I want to play with you guys. It's
Gotcha.
not like a game I want to like introduce to a bunch of people.
Huh.
Is that weird?
No,
Yes,
it makes
it's weird.
sense because from our perspective, being people who are just really into thematic games and stuff like that, it's one of those things that I can see you wanting to introduce people to games that are outside of the conventional sort of mores as to what people might expect. Because you're like, hey, do you want to play board games? And they're thinking Monopoly, Trouble, Sorry, Risk,
Yeah.
maybe,
You wanna teach
stuff
them
like
something
that.
that's
So
completely
you want to,
different.
yeah, you want to show them something that's just like, whoa, what? Huh?
Yeah, it's like
As
here is a
opposed to,
board
like,
game that it's on the next level.
I
Yeah.
like to always go for like cooperative games just because like most people that are new gamers don't even necessarily know about actual cooperative games. And I think a lot of times when you show someone a
Yeah.
cooperative game, it kind of like blows their mind. They're just like, what? That's insane that we're playing against the game. Whether it's like Shadows over Camelot, or I've taught a lot of new people how to play Legendary and things like that. Not anything too crazy or complicated in Legendary. It might just be too far in Legendary now to actually do that. But there's lots of like great cooperative games which are fun to show people. I mean, one of the main reasons I fell so deep into the hobby was because of Battlestar Galactica and Arkham Horror. Just because like the fact that like, oh man, you can play together against certain aspects of the game. I mean, Battlestar Galactica is technically team-ish a little bit with the Cylons, but just the fact that like we were working mostly against the game, was definitely a very different concept, and it made me fall in love with board gaming. So
Hey, complete side note. I think Cool Mini or Not had to get rid of their Will Smith character.
oh really, is it not on there anymore?
It's not on here anymore.
Oh,
Whoa,
man.
it's because you said it too loud, Rob. They heard the podcast. Will Smith listened to
No,
the podcast.
it was a straight copy. Nobody drew it. They literally took his picture off of Men in Black and put other shades on him. Where all these other ones, like the Harrison Ford one, it's drawn. The Starbucks drawn. The Tina Turner's drawn.
So they just take it off of the whole Kickstarter. Did they say anything about it?
I don't think they've said anything about it, but because I just got like the notice that there's like 48 hours left. And,
Oh man, I wonder what the comments are
I
like.
don't
I'm gonna
see
go
him,
through
and I don't see
see
his figure either.
Ooh, interesting. Drama. We were just talking
I
about
don't
the other
care.
episode, like how can they make this happen? Eventually maybe they can't.
I think they can if they draw it themselves.
Gotcha. I didn't realize they hadn't drawn.
But
like, I
that
didn't see
one
the card
literally
picture. I
looked
just
like
saw...
a Photoshop copy with
Yeah.
like something over his face. Like that was not something that they drew.
I feel like their art has definitely been pushing the boundaries of what is considered like just creative freedom.
Yeah. But at least they're
That doesn't-
drawing it. That one they did not draw. You can't convince me that they drew it. That was
a
that was
picture of Will Smith.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, sorry.
Cool. So hey, what would be the ideal game to play with teens?
Something fast.
Yeah.
Like a 10-minute werewolf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those social deduction
something
games
like
I think
that.
are great.
Or it also depends on the teen. I mean, of course, you have your teens that like the big games and stuff, but like for a lot of teens, you want something fast and something that's funny. Something where a short attention span.
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah. Anything that are like those solid gateway, just fun games like Cash and Guns and stuff like that, I'm sure is a lot of fun.
Yeah, Cash and Guns, Good Cop, Bad Cop.
King of Tokyo probably be a lot of fun too, just because like
King of Tokyo would be
roll
a
the
fun
dice
one.
and smash people with the monsters. So awesome.
Yeah.
What about with your significant other?
Oh,
Waiting for the comments.
for me?
No,
I'm
Matt's
trying
smirking
to
over there.
I'm trying to catch up with all the games you guys are saying, typing them out. So I can't.
Okay. You don't have the
We'll
quips.
get to it in a minute.
You don't have the quips right now.
We'll get to it in a minute.
Mark's saying introduce the teenagers to Magic the Gathering so they can't afford drugs.
There you go.
It's just a different type of drug, man.
Yeah.
Cardboard crack.
It is. It's just a different type, bro.
Just sitting there like, hey man, what you doing?
And
pay, man.
Let's be honest, the outcome of both types of drugs still mean that they don't bathe regularly. both drug habits still make them very dirty for some reason.
The difference is one of them makes you really skinny, and the other one makes you really fat. It doesn't make you really fat. It just has a high tendency of correlation. So
is it crazy
It
that
does.
like when I played Magic the Gathering, majority of like the mid-tier players were like your stereotypical Magic the Gathering players, but then once you got to like the higher tier, they were all like more, I don't know, like they bathed, they were clean, they were like all like straight.
Yeah, they were
laced.
professional.
Like they were professional,
doing that.
and they were actually like good at Magic the Gathering. So the people that would actually win the tournaments and win the things were not the stereotypical Magic the Gathering player, but the people that were like that, or like not very good at the game were your stereotypical Magic player, which seemed kind of interesting to me. It's like if you're smart enough to win games of Magic, you're also normally smart enough to bathe. So
yeah, I had a similar experience in high school. There was a guy that I was friends with. He played soccer. He was just a very athletic, sort of skinny, well put together guy. Was well liked. I don't remember if he did something in theater or just dated somebody in theater, but he was, just you wouldn't think he was like sort of nerdy, but like the dude would go to like statewide championship Pokemon the trading card game tournaments and
Nice.
just wipe it. And I was like, whoa, this guy's insane. And he's like, hey man, don't tell anybody though, because like, but for real, people will ridicule me like all day. And I'm like, dude, no, it's great. this is fantastic.
I
don't
do
know
love
what's
that
wrong.
AJ got back into Pokemon for a while, and he's like, man, I go to these tournaments and it's just all kids, and I know it's gonna be a good day. I'm just like, so good.
That was
So good.
Man, that was the thing I hated when Pokemon first came out. You're like, dude, collect all the cards and stuff. And you're like, yeah. And then I'm like, let me try to play this game. So you try to play the game, but you're like 5. You don't know what you're doing. You don't care. You're just like, I just want a Charizard. And they're like, well, first technically you got to have the Charmander out, and then you got to put Charmeleon on your bench here, and then you got to put a bunch of energy on it, and then it evolves, and then
I
you got
was
to keep
the
doing
opposite,
it.
Matt.
Bro, no.
I was that guy. I was the guy that was just describing that to you because I played Pokemon where no one else actually did, and I was just like, everybody had Pokemon cards. I'm like, hey, let's play Pokemon. They're like, wait, you play the game? I'm like, no, put a deck together. Let's play the game. No, we don't play. We just put them in binders. Oh, okay.
Yes. God, and there was
Another thing about playing with kids is me and Ryan, when we used to go to tournaments, like there'd be kids in the tournament sometime, and Ryan would always go like easy on the kids when he was playing them, until like one time a kid, like he was playing, he's like, oh, just like I feel bad, like wiping him out or whatever, and the kid like started dropping rare cards back to back, and Ryan was like, whoa. So I was like, never go easy, Ryan. It's a tournament situation. Doesn't matter who your opponent is. He's like, but they're just a little kid. So much fun. Hey, significant other games. I don't even know how
We do a lot of
there.
party games. We're also still on the Time Stories high.
Yeah.
But mostly party games. And I play a lot of party games with her and her family as well.
Yeah, my wife is huge
or
on
we'll play
Dixit.
family games like with our daughters.
Dixit and Codenames is amazing. And I mean, it depends on who your significant other is. Because, I mean, there are gaming family significant others, and they just go hard on all the games all the time. But if your significant other isn't as big into games, there's a lot of, like, medium weight or, like, party-style light stuff that anybody can have fun with, you know?
Anybody.
Telestrations all the time. Because that game
All the time.
is just fun.
Happy Salmon. My wife really likes that game as well.
My wife hates Happy Salmon. She's never played
my
it.
wife, she loves it.
She's never played it, but she hates it because the noise and
we get
danger it
so
creates.
loud. So
If you don't get loud playing Happy Salmon, don't
you
play.
lose.
Right, she's never been involved in the game. She's just been in the other room, and she's like,
I know, but like for other people, that's not a game where you're supposed to be polite.
"Oh
Yeah, no.
You have to be loud. You have to be crazy. You have to move, and you apologize later. The game will last less than a minute, and apologize when you're done.
That's
Well,
the
told me that."
The last
like,
time I played with my with guys from church, and I knocked my pastor into a ping pong table, and I said I was sorry after I beat him because he was playing too, and we loved it. We ended up playing like 5 or 6 times.
yeah,
perfect.
nice.
Boom.
During lunch break, what's the best game to play during a lunch break?
Marvel Legendary.
A card game.
Because by the time you get it all set up, it's time to put it away.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the reason why you do not.
Oh man.
I'd play like a game like Ashes or something like that, or like Magic or something.
Yeah, we played a ton.
Or
of
Fantasy
Love Letter.
Realms. I'm really still into Fantasy Realms right now.
Oh, nice.
Yes, strip Jenga.
Yeah.
During
I'm pretty
work,
sure that was to
yeah.
the. I'm pretty sure that was to the previous significant others thing. But boy, strip Jenga at work is a better answer in my opinion.
At work.
I played
At lunch.
I played Love Letter with like so many people back when I used to work at Target, like just in the break room, like just random people, all sorts of different people. It was fun, and we used to play ridiculous amounts of Magic. Like I don't know if you heard, Matt, but me and Ryan probably should have been fired for playing Magic at work. Like they should have fired us for playing Magic at work. It was like, okay, let's draft Magic the Gathering, then go get food, then come back and play a game or whatever. It's like, oh wait, shouldn't lunch break be over? There was one day where we all had our decks and we all went to Taco Bell for like an hour and a half and played Magic, like just during lunch break. Man, those were good times. We were with the flow team lead. It was okay.
I remember one time Ryan was telling me that they used to have like a basketball goal set up somewhere, and people would go on break and play basketball during breaks, and then
Awesome.
they took it down because everybody was coming back to work like real sweaty. They just looked like abysmal, and they're like, "No, you can't. You got to help people, man. You look like death. Please stop."
Dude, I love like some of the old stories of things that used to happen. It was, oh man, so much fun. Back in the day.
You'll.
Cool. So while traveling, what's a good game to play while traveling?
I thought it was fun when we did D&D that day, or
Oh yeah,
Ultimate Werewolf. That can be a good traveling game.
or like on the road.
Yeah, not like 10-minute Ultimate Werewolf, but Werewolf where you can like communicate between cars and stuff like that.
Huh.
That'd be kind of fun.
Oh, dude, that reminds me. If we ever have like a caravan, that's really what we need to do. It's some sort of like team-based game where you can communicate via like walkie-talkie between the cars.
Yeah.
We used to do that on like scout trips constantly. Like we would just have like a chain of like 3 or 4 cars hauling all the kids and all the stuff, and like everybody had a walkie so that they could figure out, okay, well, we're turning over here, so that everybody knew what they were doing. That'd be cool.
That's awesome. I did do a game of Werewolf over Facebook. I wonder how hard it would be to do a game where people are in different cars. Speaking of which,
you just see the door open up and somebody flies out the side. Yeah, Tim's a werewolf. Don't worry about it.
we leave the werewolves on the next stop. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure, like for Halloween, I want to just have a game day of Ultimate Werewolf Legacy, and just like try to because it's coming out like at Halloween time. I just want to be like, okay, guys, we are going to play Ultimate Werewolf Legacy. That's all we're playing. That's what we're doing, and we're gonna get as far in this thing as we possibly can and make it happen. Like, if I can get enough
not a bad idea.
If I can get enough people, I think it plays up to like 15. Like I'm gonna be like, let's just do it.
Oh, Ultimate Werewolf?
Yeah.
Oh,
Legacy.
Legacy.
Yeah, because I have Ultimate Werewolf that plays up to 7D.
Oh yeah. The regular Ultimate Werewolf is huge. I think they have a little bit of a limitation with the.
That's what she said.
With the number of stuff they can add into the legacy components, but I mean, I'll moderate and make it happen. See how it goes. I wonder how does the moderator get in the mix? I wonder how that works. Or do they get to make some of the decisions for the village, or do you switch out moderators during the game? It would be rough being the moderator for like 15 games.
I wonder how it works with, like, is there character death? Do you just get a new character?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely character death in Werewolf, but like people will come back. Different people will be werewolves. Like they said, like there's power upgrades. Like as different things happen, like maybe if you win, you get a power upgrade, or maybe this thing or whatever happens, and it adds powers to your character that you have those powers, whether you're a werewolf or whether you're a villager. So it's kind of crazy. So and there's a whole like log book for the village and stuff like that. With I'm sure it has just all sorts of unlocked things and all sorts of crazy stuff. Who knows what it's like? It's a legacy game. It's probably insane. So they've been working on it for a long time. Cool. At a restaurant. What's a good game to play at a restaurant?
Okay, so I don't know.
Ordering in under 10 minutes.
Yeah. Order fast.
Man.
I
was going to say, I don't know why you guys play games while you're supposed to be eating. Just eat. Maybe I'm too fat. I'm too fat.
And I think I'm in that same boat. I mean, I know I'm in that boat of the fatness, but I don't know. To me, I have no appeal to play a board game or a game while I'm eating. Like, I'd rather play the game of let's get to know each other.
Yeah.
20 questions.
Well, I mean, I've gone to dinner with like some of our like really good friends. We know each other super well, and like we've pulled out love letter while waiting for the food to come, stuff like that.
Yeah.
On the offhand, my dad after work will go to IHOP and they'll go in the back room and they'll play Dead of Winter, which is insane. It's be at IHOP to play a whole game of Dead of Winter. That's crazy. Living the dream right there.
Actually, pretty fantastic.
and like
I don't have good experiences.
They've got
but your dad also works obscure hours, and so it works for him.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the night, so it's like it's crazy. Like,
and that gives them something to do because they're open 24/7.
Yeah. So, good times. But yeah, I mean, I've heard of like couples like on a date when they've been like together for forever playing.
I've heard of couples role playing, but not in a game style.
Matt had to leave after that. Way to go, Rob. Cool. I mean, this is pretty much the same as new gamers almost, but like if somebody's like not into a specific board game or not into board games or doesn't really know anything about it, what would you start them off with?
Party game.
Yeah.
Depending on like what their personality was like.
Yeah.
Would depend on the party game that I would bring out, but it would definitely be a party game.
Mm-hmm. Rob's still laughing. He had to literally leave. Matt, what game would you play with non-gamers?
I don't know. I will say apologies to the people who are going to be looking through the podcast show notes and then try to figure out what happened with the last half of it, where I just quit taking down games.
Hey, it's all good. This one's a little bit rough for that. You could have just been like, "Oh, we talked about games." So
it's okay. I got most of them in the first bit. The last part, not so much. With non-gamers?
Yeah, I think I'm with Rob.
Dexterity games.
Oh yeah.
Just dexterity games.
It really depends on their background a lot, you know? It's like,
well, it also depends on the atmosphere, because if nobody else wants to play, don't play.
Yeah.
Don't force it. You're just going to make a non-gamer that much more of a non-gamer. But if everyone's like, sure, let's try something, then try it. But if they're all like, nope, I'd rather do something else, don't sulk in a corner. Don't cry about it.
Yeah, that is a good point.
You'll hurt them more in the long run than you will help them in the short term.
Yeah, like don't. Not everybody's necessarily into board gaming, or not into board gaming yet, maybe. But like, don't force games upon people. Like, if you're like, hey, I have this crazy thing, and if people are interested, make it happen. If people are like, nah, be like, oh, okay.
Unless that's part of your role playing.
Yeah, and then
I really genuinely wish I just had some sort of like fetish junk laying around that I could just be like, yeah, like this, like just like
you
some
get your
handcuffs,
fuzzy handcuffs.
like a flog. Oh wait, I got some rope, but you know.
Or what about like this?
What's up, the lizard mask? I'm done.
Are you trying to admit something here, Rob?
I'm trying to admit I spent $5 too much on our D&D podcast. Everybody kept asking me if it was cabbage. No, it's supposed to be dry.
Cabbage. That's awesome.
See, there's Ian. Rob with the cabbage on his head again.
I never saw that before. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Rob.
It was a cute idea at first.
Does that count as my ab workout for the day?
Yes, for sure. So is there one game you think fits in all these situations, and why is it Rhino Hero?
Rhino Hero is a great game, but it's not the game that fits for everybody because my family won't play Rhino Hero.
You need a new family.
Hey, I love my family. However, I would say for me, Wits and Wagers.
Yeah, Wits and Wagers.
I have never not had success with that game.
Yeah.
Even the people that are like, I don't know trivia. I'm like, great, because you don't need to. You just need to be able to guess. Can you guess?
Is it wrong that I want to say Deception Murder at Hong Kong? Because I've literally played that with, I mean, besides kids, but everybody else.
My daughter, hey, bro, my daughter, 5-year-old, played Wits and Wagers with us the last time, and she got several of the answers right.
Nice. I play Deception with all kinds of people, like everybody, like family, younger kids, older kids, not like young kids, but like family members that you wouldn't, like non-gamer family members, new gamers, older gamers. I feel like it's a game that, like, I don't know, that can fit with a lot of people.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
It's a game I just have not gotten tired of yet. I will continue to just play Deception,
Yeah. I think Codenames is a game that fits in that category everywhere.
Yeah.
Like because it's almost not even a game, right? It's like something that you used to play when you were a kid, but it's just been put into game form. It has components and stuff now, and you don't have to think as hard.
I guess then if you went with the pictures thing, you could maybe tear it a little bit more towards younger kids too. So.
Yeah.
Just play Codenames Disney if you want to go straight for kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great choice because it
even has a little kid mode in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without the assassin, but
Yeah. Good game.
Ian's King of Tokyo is another good game that fits into most all of those categories. I mean, it's very simple, very straightforward.
Nice.
You roll dice.
Well, awesome, guys. I guess this pretty much wraps things up. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Thanks, chat, for all of your awesome suggestions. It's been fun to see what everybody else
chat's
thinks.
Been great tonight. Yeah. Everybody but weird Jeremy, don't get in the van with Jeremy.
Yeah, he's got an abandoned house, and
he'll take you to it. Don't go with him.
It's fine. He'll pull you in because he'll want you to do an exorcism.
Right? No, on that one I won't go.
Hey, man, there's a creepy evil spirit haunting my house, and you're like, man, I feel a sort of an obligation. And then you get there, and he's like,
I still love that there was a podcast listener that was like, hey, Rob, like he reached out to Rob for some reason, was like, there's like spirits following me all the time, blah, blah, blah. And Rob's just like,
that was so awkward and uncomfortable.
Nope. He's like, yeah, they're still around me. I like wonder if he's like literally just trolling Rob or if like he was seriously serious.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he got sick from a ghost or a spirit supposedly, and like has been out of work because he got attacked by one and stuff. So
you looked over like I thought you just heard something. You're just like
somebody in the neighborhood blew their car horn.
Oh, I thought it was a ghost. Like over, if you just said
they're not
and like fell over, I would just be like, "Oh no, it got Rob."
The sick dude's just been in Rob's backyard this whole time, just like, help.
All right, hey, hold on.
Help.
Nice. Oh, he's turning the light off and on. Nice. He ran away. Cool. Well,
Could be child emergency.
thanks everybody for tuning in to the podcast. We stream these Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at youtube.com/Epic Gaming Night. And we also want to say thank you so much to all of our amazing patrons who help us out on Patreon. You guys are great. Help us do what we're doing. And it's super exciting. We are going to have people join in on our D&D game. I want to send a shout out to people on the Patreon. I'm going to make a post of this so everybody gets a notification. But all of our patrons, we're trying to find maybe one patron per episode to join in with us. It would be great. I've got some ways that they can join in, and I'm super excited to get other people on board. It's going to be the last Sunday of every month, so we're going to do one a month, and it'd just be cool to have an awesome person join in on the thing. Oh, Ambi just joined in right at the very end. But yeah, we do want to say thank you so much to our patron of the week. This person is epic and awesome. This person is so great that they scared Rob away. I bet you they are the car horn in the backyard of Rob's house. Terrifying and everything like that. But yeah, no.
Hey,
we're trying to do patron of the week, and I'm doing.
I gotta
terrible.
go. Family situation just happened.
Oh,
you guys
dag.
have a great night.
Thanks,
All
Rob.
right, man.
Oh, dag. Anyway, keep Rob in your thoughts.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll say patron of the week for next time. But yeah, if you want to check us out on Patreon, check us out at patreon.com/Epic Gaming Night. Also make sure to check us out on Epic Gaming Night at Twitter and Instagram. Hit us up there, and also make sure to check out our Favorite Game Friday and reviews over on the Dice Tower. Man,
Yeah.
I wanted to do a talk about Infinity Wars, but it just doesn't feel the same without Rob here.
Yeah, we can do it next time.
Dun, dun, dun. Hey, if you haven't seen Infinity Wars yet, go check that thing out. It's
Yeah,
pretty,
so you can listen to the spoiler cast of it that we do.
it's pretty cool. We'll try to do it at the end of the show so people that don't want to hang out, because I don't want to lose people in the middle of the show. Yeah, Ian, no spoilers. We're not talking about spoilers, because you need to see it. I care enough about the movie that I would hate for anybody to be spoiled. People at work keep asking me things about it, and I'm like, I'm not answering these questions. What's wrong with you? Lots of people keep asking me, and I'm like, no, I will not tell you a thing. Tomorrow night, definitely make it happen. I've seen all of them. I actually feel bad because I haven't seen Black Panther, and it hasn't hit Redbox. It's really hard for me to go to the movies a lot of times. So, yeah. Black Panther came out, but it's not even on DVD yet. So it's if you didn't go to it in the movie theater, then you're not going to be able to see it before Infinity Wars came out. But I'm going to see it as soon as it hit.
They're cranking these things out.
Yeah. As soon as it hits Redbox, I'm going to hit that, because I've heard Black Panther's great too. So
yeah,
I know the character, and I loved him in Black Panther's actually one of my favorite hero clicks too. I play with him a ton.
Yeah.
He has Outwit, which lets you basically just undo other people's superpowers. So hey, Black Panther's smart.
Yeah.
Like Batman. Okay, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. You guys are great. Peace.
Yeah.
Bye.